it's gonna look really difficult for them, and so much melee into a Princess Frost, you know it's gonna be difficult.
No way, no way. I mean, look, I play the Princess Frost almost every time.
What Nova want to do here, they're going to be heavily punished.
And there's a guaranteed freeze, right? So
Yeah.
if the Sun Bin actually drops his ultimate at the right time, you cannot use your spells at all. Which means
We need taller on towards that team to elevate the mood coming in towards this game 3. But with the drafts being locked in so far, Nova Esports with a very aggressive early game draft, they need to find every single play without mistake here. And on the side of HomeBois Black Esports, playing towards Musan King's tempo is exactly what these two teams need to really accomplish this game number 3 in the grand finals of KIC2025.
Yeah, thank you so much, Saki. As we go into game 3, I mean, going into halftime, being down 0-3, that is an unheard of situation to kind of overcome. I think Nova is in a must-win situation here.
you definitely have to try and break this mental psyche drop, right? Because it's already being a difficult position to be down 2-0. Now against this drop, if HBSE plays it out, the storyline that is continually fed to the side of Nova is that you're not good enough. And they might start to believe it.
Well, here's the thing. I think that Nova Esports, like earlier, the first half of 2025, they did not believe that. They were like the full-on train that was very difficult for any team to kind of take on. But now, ever since HBSE has essentially broken the code that is Nova Esports, I have no answers to that.
Yeah, absolutely zero answers. And right now, Nova, they do have a very, very slight lead. But it's all about the map control, especially adding on to that first blood here. If Nova gets first blooded again, I assure you, HomeBois, they're going to make this another very quick, very painful experience.
Yeah, so we go back to Wendy here on this Mai. Is he able to get those rotations? Because they need that pick off to start, and Waypick gets the nice little charge. They actually find him, but Musan King, he wants a little bit more. He's going to get Wind Slash just for his troubles, but they're continuing to skirmish in the mid lane. CY going in for this one. They set up the Ghost Ship. The Wind Slash is not going to hit, but now CY is in a bad spot, taking a decent amount. The Gale's Benediction with those shields will keep him alive.
But I tell you, it's all about the setup, right? Everything is to make life easier for Zhihong. Once he gets those frigid prisons down, it's so hard to get a bit. And you also have additional damage. He's going to use his ultimate to try and push away Strand, and that's going to be successful.
Oh, they find him, and it looks like Zhihong is in a bad spot. Waypit, just a couple more. Zhihong is wrapping around. He's going to give up first blood, but Wendy finding that one out, and Waypit with the Lapu. Lapu is doing some serious work. Musan King trying to lock him in with that Ghost Ship, but Schwan with that heroic charge pushing him back. CY's got that Wind Slash as well. Unruly Blade, CY wants to go aggressive. He wants to continue on, and Guyu with the flash away.
Right, beautiful start for the side of Nova. We were talking about what the win conditions for HBSE were, but we did not cover Nova, and this is exactly what you need. You need the first blood, you need to funnel it into Wendy, you need to make sure your early game is there.
Yeah, but now Shet a little bit low, the Ru Engine on back, but now the winner is here. They find Wendy. He was trying to be aggressive, and he paid with his life.
Yep, this is where, look, the silence coming from Zhe with the Winter is here by Zhihong is so damaging. You slow them down, damage over time. You also have the silence, you don't get to use your common spells as well. So a little bit difficult, and even if he had flash there, you know, Wendy was probably gone.
Yeah, this HBSE lineup is just like, do you like circles, right? Because I think that this lineup is all about them. The zones are absolutely real.
They're throwing shapes out, making sure that, you know whose house this is my street.
We'll just continue on. And I mean, Nova Esports right now dancing around, finding Jeff, and he's in a bad spot. The winner is here, is going to be stacked on, but they finally get that pick off on Jeff.
Beautiful move. I mean, the movement by Zhihong to try and make the save, that was a thing of beauty. But for Nova, thankfully, they are very tanky, and at this point, BB.
Oh, they have the charge. BB with that light step. He's going to get back to safety. Something that's a little underrated by him, but Schwan in a bad spot. He's going to have to go on the other side. CY is joining up, but Musan King gets the pick. CY was a little too late. He's going to Unruly Blade on back.
They need to get rid of the EJ if they can.
Waypit gets that charge, but BB doing some work. Waypit's going to be picked off, and now Wendy, he's in a bad spot. He wants to go for Zhihong. He does get the kill. They turn this around. They find on the Jet, and Nova Esports are running it, but the speed, the time flux, and now it looks like they're going to continue. They find Muchi and Musan King angry, not able to catch Wendy.
Yeah, but they keep pulling the trades. That's the biggest thing for the 4 in terms of kill score. And HBSE, they're starting to pull a little bit further away, close to 1,000 gold at this point, not yet there. But we start to see the gaps are showing Nova. No answer still.
but they're fighting, right? And it's within 600 gold. They're trying to take the initiative, something that we haven't seen too much because they were more passively farming. This is a little bit different from Nova because they understand the urgency in this game.
Make a steal here or something. It's not going to happen. HBSC will get away with that. So first Tyrant of the game goes in the hands of HBSC, also funneling the first Crimson Gold into the hands of VV here. This is going to be the first trade, which means VV on this early is going to be a big problem.
It's going to be definitely a big problem here. Nova Esports, on the other hand, letting Muchi take the Crimson here, let him kind of accelerate his farm and kind of push things along. Wendy is in the enemy jungle. I like this because you need vision and you want to put the pressure on, but you want dying in the top lane solo.
Alright, this is not ideal for the side of Nova here. They need to find those solutions to these problems at this point. And it looks like they just have too many things going on, right? They have the time flux from Zhe saving them, giving the help rebate. At the same time, the freezes coming from Zhong has been on par. And CY, he's just getting kited to death right now.
Yeah, that's got to be super frustrating. But the Unruly Blade now decides to go on, but Vivi sidesteps that one like a maestro. And CY taking a decent amount. Vivi all by himself, he doesn't care. He'll take on anyone.
Yep, which is the cause of concern, right? At this point in the game, with a level advantage, CY is supposed to be able to tank against Vivi, but it's not happening. At this point, that's because of the Crimson buff.
Yeah, the Crimson buff is actually real. I mean, the amount of damage that he's able to do, just way too much.
And plus, the Doomsday, that's the big thing, right? The percentage health damage, that is a real killer against CY who's on the dude.
Yeah, he has a lot of HP, right? That's the biggest counter for him. And now HBSC, Busan King, what's he trying to do? He's trying to bait them out, maybe potentially just turn with the counter initiation.
This is just buying time, right? Because Muchi has no time to find. Unless Muchi gets his hands on the Doomsday, he cannot deal the same kind of damage against Busan King. And when you can't deal with Busan King...
they find a nice little charge. Waypit with a nice little Raging Sea, finding him, but now Waypit is a little bit low. They find it, and Sean going in for this one, gets the pickup. 2 members down, and they're looking to trade on this. Wendy trying to dash away, but he's gonna be chased. He somehow survives, gets under the tower, and he will get back, but it's just gonna continue on with CY going on to Guyu. The wind slash with that slam dunk, but they have a numbers advantage, and Musan King, and here comes VV. CY all by himself, and he's being punched around. The pinball is too much, and HBSC take down CY.
This one hurts the Nova fans. They were looking good for the moment. Muchi survived, Wendy survived, but still, they got the life of CY, and at this point, Muchi, maybe this is the turnaround. He just got a Doomsday.
Yeah, but Muchi right now, he was kind of moving around a bit, not able to find that farm, but with this potential space, he has it, but they're still 1.5k behind.
Yeah, look, it's just about the timing, right? And for now, Muchi has arrived at the timing. Crimson buff in hand, Doomsday on hand. We'll take a look at the instant replay, right? This is where the fight restarted. Very nice ultimate by the side of Waypit to get the separation in the fight. Xuan as well as Wendy did very well to get the initial kills on the Zhihong as well as Zhe. But the problem here, Guyu and VV are your main damage dealers, and when they're left alone, and with CY, he may be mobile, but he's not as mobile as this picks.
I mean, nobody can really fight 1 versus 3. Let's be very honest. CY is definitely not that critical mass of just like that tank that can take on everyone else. HBSC did such a good job with their positioning, taking him away because, again, he had no answers. He couldn't get it out.
Yeah, and at that point, when you are in that position, you know that there's no escape, right? You have to take the punches. You have to go in. Because regardless of the situation, you are going to take a fall. So the only thing you can do is to try and extend the duration.
Yeah, now HBSC, they're going to look to push this mid lane. And Nova Esports still 1.8 behind, but this is the thing that they need to do. They need to take some of the towers. They're being out-macroed in the end.
Yeah, take a look at Muchi. Muchi's position is the one that has explosive corner right now.
Busan King, he gets stunned here. The Luingen on to it. They get the pushback. Busan King, though, still very tanky. And now he actually outlasts that one. Waypick got stuck with that ghost ship. He's going to charge on back. They tried to go in with the flash away. Juan with the Soaring Green Dragon, but Waypit has already been killed. 5 members from HBSC still standing. They've taken 2 members. Make that 3 with CY going down.
Yep, this game is not looking good at all. Wendy does make it out together with Muchi, but the T1's in the mid. This one is the one that is in trouble. They don't care about your life. They care about the turrets.
Yeah, they're going to take this one down for free, right? Nova, with only 2 members, there's no way you can kind of defend this one. With the Vanguards are pushing through all 3 lanes. HBSC in full control.
Yep, they are feasting at this point. It's a buffet. The jungle, okay, they
get
the
nice little wrench. They find Jihong. He got caught out. Wendy needs to do that like 10 more times and they win this.
Yeah, and I mean, the timing on this, HBSC, not too much damage to them because if you take a look at the T1 at the bottom, already taken as well. T2 on the top now being put under pressure. So Nova, even when they are trying to get the wins, they get a nice kill on Zhihong, they're still losing.
Yeah, still losing. I mean, it's the macro game, the way that HBSE are choking them out. The map control is genuinely real by HBSE.
Yep, and what a timing to achieve it as well. Now they have to try and, fight with scraps, take whatever that's left behind by HBSE, and 10 minutes is going to arrive soon. HBSE will have prior positioning.
Look at Kuyu. 303, Musan King 302. Both of these guys setting it up, and they find CY, who has to unruly play, gets past the ghost ship.
Just nice, just a bit shy. And Zhe can keep throwing his out. The cooldown is ridiculously short at this point. He can try and bait the players in from the side of Nova.
Look at Kuyu looking to wrap around. He's been chased by Wendy. Wendy misses the Kachusen though. Kuyu is still there. Waypit looking for the right angle, but mind you, Vivi is not in this fight.
Yeah, this is the scary part, right? The fact that Vivi can go and acquire the Crimson Buff before they start this fight, they're just holding them off. CY now in a very peculiar position. They have found out where Xuan is.
Oh, they find Xuan. He's in a bad spot. The winner is here, just kind of going in. The zone is real, but Waypit with the charge off back. Muji actually has the flash, but they're being chased the ghost ship with not able to catch anybody.
They don't really care. It's about pushing them away. They don't get the kills, that's fine. We'll take the Shadow Tyrant instead. 10 minutes and 45 seconds. And this is all looking like HBSE HomeBois. This is their home now.
Yeah, this is their home. They're taking over the Nova Esports. They're planting the flag. They will take that one. They take the Tyrant. They take the Crimson. They've taken all of the cookies away. They've taken everything.
Exactly, and right now, that is the story. Nova, they don't have any response. Silence coming in.
Yeah, Musan King was looking to go. Guyu was looking for the flank as well, but just space away. Zoning. It's so smart by HBSC.
Yep, it's occupying space. That is the most important in the God, right? Once you have control of that space, now you get to plan what you want to do next. And Zhihong is going to be that big marker. T2 at the bottom, taken down. HomeBois extend their reach.
Oh, now they have a little bit stun on Deja, but the Raging Sea is on point. They find three, but Waypit is on the run. They actually find it. CY is just trying to outtake this, but with Xuan already down, it doesn't look like they can continue on fighting. CY's there trying to fight this, but he gets dunked on. HBSC with 2 members up. They will take the bottom T3.
Yep, this is going to be a doors opening. The Pride open, the Crystal is wide open. Guyi as well.
Oh, they're looking to go. That winner is here. The zone is real by HBSC. They will kind of put this pressure on. They find it. The Waypit just with a heroic play trying to go in, but he's going to sacrifice his own life. And now HBSC taking game number 3.
Super big win, another convincing one. 3-0 Nova at death's door in this grand finals of KIC 2025.
Do you smell it? It's near. The KIC trophy is so near for the side of HomeBois Blackstreet Esports here. One more win, and they will claim the trophy here. Nova Esports, where is the power coming in from this roster? Because